Hi, and welcome back. My name is Ira, and I'm the head of ecosystem initiatives at VentureWay. We've already gotten a basic understanding of startups and entrepreneurs. The next few topics will be a deep dive into various aspects of startups. Today, we're going to look at the different stages that a startup company goes through in its journey. All startups are the result of ideas, or as we like to call them, light bulb moments. Thus, the first stage in the life of a startup is the ideation stage. Once you have an idea in place, you need to chalk out an appropriate business model for your product or service. You would need to define your value proposition, revenue models, distribution channels, target consumers, core capabilities, cost structures, etc. This stage is known as the concept stage, as you are primarily conceptualizing a business model. Now that you've got your idea and your business model in place, you need to start experimenting and testing your idea and the viability of your model. So in this third stage, the startup essentially works on testing prototypes and fine-tuning their offering based on feedback. Once the experiment stage is over, the startup steps into a validation stage. Now that you have experimented and fine-tuned your offering, you need to validate it in the market. In this stage, you are proving the scalability of your model. Your product or service has now been validated. What next? Your focus now shifts to scaling your proven model. Remember, we talked about how scalability and repeatability being key elements of the definition of a startup. These elements come into the picture in this crucial fifth stage. The goal is to generate growth by replicating your model. Now that you've scaled your model, you are in an established stage. Your goal is to maintain the pace of growth that you have achieved. The last stage of a startup is called maturity. A mature startup is on its way to becoming a sustainable company and has a strong base model established. At this stage, startups might be acquired or might go in for IPOs or might invest in other startups to expand the scope of their operations. And so, beyond this point, the company is no longer called a startup.